In the previous video, we showed you how to create a scout template to use for your scouting reports throughout the season. Now we're going to show you how to actually create the scouting report. This is the scouting report we will be recreating right here. We have already created the scout template for this one. Also, we have a folder of plenty of different types of scouting reports that you all could be able to use and create in your account. So if you would like to see any of these different scout template options, just make sure to reach out to your rep and we can make sure to get this folder to you, as well as videos on how to build these different scout templates in your own account. Jumping back to our team admin side, let's go build a scouting report. We're going to navigate over on the left to scouting and down to scouting reports. You'll see this Auburn Tigers scouting report that we have right here, which is the one I just showed you. So now let's recreate it. First, we're going to click New Scouting Reports. This gives you the ability to search any team in the NCAA, and then here is your opponent selector below. So we'll go ahead and do Auburn again. And then you're just going to pick the game date for your scouting report. This is going to control what roster is pulled in on personnel. So depending on what year's roster you want, just pick a date within that season. So we're going to go ahead and just pick March 1st of this previous season. Down below is where you're going to select that scouting template that you created prior. So we created option 1 traditional right here. So we just want to make sure that we always have a scout template selected here. You can also assign to individuals and groups on this screen, but we're going to wait until we're done with our scouting report so that nobody can see the scout on the app before we are finished. We're going to go ahead and click add, and you'll see it's going to bring us right into our Auburn Scout. It's going to bring you in on the team tab here and on the summary. So this is going to give you a nice overview of the team you're scouting with your quick look down below and the player's stats below that. If you want to change your quick look and add any more stats or take any away, just click that pencil icon, pick and choose what you would like, and click save. If you want to change the view of the splits or the season that you're looking at, you can toggle that here in this edit view button and make sure to click update. Going down in the team tab, you have your matchup snapshot. This is going to show you a comparison between you and the team you are scouting. In this bar graph here, you're going to see this in percentiles, and then you'll see the stats over on the right, which are ranked and color coded. Green means they are top third in the country in that stat. Black means they are middle third in the country, and red means they are bottom third in the country in that stat, with the gray ranking right next to it, as well as the NCAA average. Down below, you'll have your traditional and advanced comparison reports, which are comparing you versus the team you're scouting. Your traditional is going to have your normal points per game, rebounds, those kind of stats. And advanced is going to have more of your efficiencies and your pace and more advanced stats. If you want to print either of those out, there's a print button down in the bottom left corner. Moving over to Stat Factory, you'll be able to access your entire Stat Factory. This is going to be the exact same as the Stat Factory here in the left sidebar, except if you access the Stat Factory within the scouting report, it's just going to automatically take you to Auburn. Next, you can see the box scores from any game that this team has played all year. Clicking on the box score right here is going to open that up in a new tab, and you'll be able to see our box score format here as well. Over on the right, you'll see the ability to add these games as split lines to each player, which you'll see right here, add a split line to players. You can also add a combined box score using multiple of these different games. So what that's going to do is create a team summary and add it to your reports section, combining those games that you select. And you can add the individual box scores to reports as well, which is that box score that I just showed you by clicking on this right here. Even you can print these right down below as well. So if you want to do multiple at once, just select the ones you would like and then come up here to the bulk actions, and you'll see those same exact options, just being able to do that in bulk. Next, we can toggle over to the game log. This is just going to show you each game that this team has played and those stats right here on one screen. So this is going to be really like your research center on the team tab right here, where you can get really anything you will need to scout the opponent. You'll see shot charts here. If you have shot charts added in your package, you will be able to access the shot charts here as well. If not, you can speak with your rep to get shot charts added to your package. Now that we've done all of our research, we're going to toggle over to our keys section. Right here, these are going to be those same keys that we built in that scout template. And now you can just add the individual content that you want per team that you are scouting. So just going down into each key, typing in the text box, you will be able to see who is typing in the text box, which allows everyone to work on a scout at one time. You just won't be able to type in the same box at one time, just so nobody's content is lost. When you're typing in your keys boxes, or really any other boxes within a scouting report, you'll see in the bottom right, the save button will light up green, and after a few seconds, you'll see saving and then saved. This is our auto save feature. Just make sure you always see that saved icon and you are good to go. So then you can just go through all of your keys, type in the content that you would like and make sure that saves, and then you're good on the keys section. Next, we're going to go to personnel. And for the first time, when you come in this scout, you're going to see this screen here since we have not added any personnel yet. So we're going to go ahead and click automate personnel. We're going to make sure that we're using that personnel stat profile that we created in our scout template, just to make sure we have all of the stats that we want for each player. And then you can select the season stats that you want right here. So we're going to keep it to this previous season. Skills list is always going to be checked. You can keep that checked or uncheck it depending on what your template looks like. We're not going to run shot charts here, but if you do not have shot charts in your package, you just won't see this down below. And you can also create a depth chart based on any key statistics that we see for each team. So I'll go ahead and select that, and then we're going to go ahead and click sync. When you select depth chart, the system is going to automatically select what they think the starters are, but you can also just adjust this if maybe a player's not playing or the starters are wrong by just unchecking that box. So if you do not have your starters checked, just go through and select which players on this team are the starters. From here, you'll have the whole roster with all of their stats. Then you can come up to reorder players. You'll see the star here denotes starters, which you can change on that previous screen, or you can change with the drop downs here, change starters. And then you can drag and drop players into whatever order you would like down below by using this area on the left. From here, you're going to want to make players inactive that are not playing, or maybe they're walk-ons. So you can click that drop down right here and click change status and then make inactive. This is going to move them to the bottom of the screen and make sure they are not on the scouting report so your players can't see them. You can also do this in bulk by just checking multiple players and then coming up here to our bulk actions and doing the same thing. Once you're done reordering your players, just click done and your order will save. Now we can click edit profile and go into each player, and this is where we're going to come in on our notes tab and just write our notes out for each individual player. Once again, you'll have your auto save feature here. You can just type out anything your players are going to need to know on each player in each box, and then use the jump to button in the top right corner to just go through each player all the way down the line, so you don't have to jump back in and out of each player. You also have the ability to add video for each player in personnel. Coming to the video tab and clicking add. If you have our Synergy API tool, you can use that here. You also have the ability to use our sports code wizard in scouting reports if you have that in your package. So if you want to add Synergy or sports code, please reach out to your rep, and also look out for future videos on how to use each feature. You also have the ability to set matchups, which you can assign to individuals or groups, so your players can just see what their matchup is on the app. So I'm going to go ahead and give this matchup to myself just so I can show you all what it looks like on the app. And then if you also have shot charts in your package, you'll be able to see that for each player here. Clicking on Auburn Tigers is going to bring us back to the main screen of this scouting report, where we can toggle over to depth and lists. Since I ran that depth chart, you'll see that depth chart populate here with the stats down below as to why each player was listed as a starter. If you want to change that up, just click on that drop down and you'll see a list of all the players that were populated in personnel, and you can adjust that how you want. Down below, you'll see our skills lists, which are all built off of those rules we built in our Scout template, so those all should look good here. Then we can toggle over to plays. This is really just a presentation, which we have a previous video made on presentations, but this is just living inside of this scouting report. So you can add items from your master playbook, create copies, or add new plays for this individual scouting report and scout your opponents here. Our reports tab is going to show you all the different reports that we added in our Scout template, as well as any other reports we added in our team tab, and you have the ability to come over and preview those by just clicking on each header right here. And lastly, you have your videos and files tab. This is going to work the same way as everywhere else in the system and in personnel. You can just click add and utilize Synergy or Sports Code if you have that in your package, or just drag and drop any files into this box here. To utilize the Sports Code Wizard, if you have it, come up to the Actions button and you'll see Sports Code Wizard down below. Now, once we have our scouting report how we would like, we can go ahead and click Print. And we should be good to go with our scouting report based off of the Scout template that we have created. We can also show you this on the app by making sure this is assigned to who we want. So I'm going to assign this to myself and click Submit. Our scouting report is active, so we should be good there. So now when I click on the player app, you will see Auburn Tigers scouting report right here, which we can then click in. You'll see all of your keys up top. You can close this bar if you would like and go down into personnel. You can click into each player and see any notes that you have or any video. Use the arrows to toggle through each player. And you can also see that matchup that I set for myself right at the top of my app. So once you set these out for your players, they'll be able to see that right here. We can toggle over and see the depth chart as well as our skills list. And your players have the ability to take notes on their app if they would like to, using this icon here. Only they will be able to see their notes though. Clicking on your logo at the top of your screen will bring you back to the dashboard of your app. And that is how you create a scouting report in Just Play.